Hello, listeners. I'm Timstradamus, and welcome back to another Feel Good Friday. Joining me, as always, is my talented and beautiful co-hostess, Voyse.
Good morning, Timstradamus, and welcome to all of our listeners. Well, are you going to give them the news?
Yeah, we have an announcement to make before we get going into our Feel Good. This will be our final Feel Good Friday episode for the year. It's not that we don't like doing them. It's really just because we need to lessen the load going into the final months of the pregnancy. And we just feel like this is where we can cut back. Again, we don't like it because we actually have enjoyed doing these.
Oh, definitely.
But we will be taking something from our Feel Good Fridays and putting them into our Wednesday episode.
Yeah, something that I thought was really fun. I think it would be fun to continue the Mystery Drink Friday, but just do it on Wednesday instead.
Yay.
We'll still remind you to hydrate because I still think that's extremely important for health, but I think giving you some drinks, Damus, that you may or may not like, something that you may or may not have tried before, is actually pretty entertaining.
Well, now that we have the announcement out of the way, what is the mystery drink today?
You're not going to know until you sip it first. You think I'm going to let us lack on the fun that is you drinking a mystery drink? It's actually very good. Don't look so suspicious.
Whoa, yeah. It's like floral guava.
In a way, I guess for me, when I first let me let you know what it is. So the drink is called a guanabana. Hold on. Let me re-say that again. Guanabana nectar drink. And it is a fruit. When I drink it, I taste almost like a pineapple together with a grapefruit. It's got more of a, like that tropicaliness, but the tartness of almost like a grapefruit for me.
It's not bad, honestly.
It's not. I'm not really a fan of grapefruit, but I like the pineapple. But I know you love tart things, so I know this is kind of up your alley.
By the way, before we get started, I got given an amazing title by one of our listeners. I think it was Savannah Riggs.
Yes.
I'll put the comment right here. And I don't remember exactly what the title was.
I can read it to you.
But I remember when you first said it to me, I was so tickled.
He really was. It is Lord Timstradamus of the Halloween Shire realm of the stories.
Thank you so much, madame.
I absolutely love it. And I can't tell you. First, he thought that I just made that up, by the way, because when I was in the car reading this to him, and then afterwards, he was literally like, say it again. All right. Well, while you go ahead and enjoy your guabana, why don't we go ahead and delve into these feel-good stories? For our first story, today, a kid made me realize I'm someone's real-life superhero. So I work as a janitor at an elementary school, and there's this quiet second grader who always waves at me during lunch cleanup. Today, he came to me with this crayon drawing he made for career day. It was me, in a cape, with a mop. His teacher told me he wrote that he wants to be like Mr. James, who makes our school shine and keeps all the germs away so he can learn and play. He drew me with massive muscles, I wish, fighting off what looks like giant green bacteria monsters with my super mop of doom. His words, not mine. I'm not gonna lie, I had to take my cleaning break a few minutes early because I was tearing up in the hallway. All this time, I thought I was just the guy who cleans up spilled milk and mops floors, but in this kid's eyes, I'm literally saving the world every day. The drawing is now hanging in my cleaning supply closet right next to my super mop of doom. Every time I see it, it reminds me that even the most ordinary jobs can mean the world to someone. Anyone else ever have a moment where a kid's perspective completely changed how you saw yourself?
All the time. Because I think as adults, we all can be a little more rough on ourselves than we should be. And if you do have the immense fortune of having a child in your life, they can remind you how the mundane things are truly magical.
That's very true. There was actually a Redditor. They said, I'm a librarian, and last year a little girl told her mom, loud enough for me to hear, that I must be like a wizard who knows where all the stories in the world live. She said I help stories find the right kids to tell their secrets to. I've never felt more special in my life, and I definitely stood a little taller while shelving books that day.
Fantastic.
I think it's amazing the perspective of children who you can definitely tell that they're raised by individuals who don't look down on others. I think that's something awful that we forget, that everybody's got this unique ability, this talent to do amazing things. To hear it from a child's perspective, you know that they're unfiltered and that they give you their viewpoints in such a beautiful way.
It also goes to show imagination is amazing. And some of us adults end up losing some of that along the way.
That's very, very true.
Because I think that's dope. The mop of doom or something like that. And he's fighting away like germs. It sounds like it came right out of, what is it?
A little storybook.
Yeah. Like,
Super Mop of Doom.
you know, like Captain Underpants, that type of situation. I'm seeing exactly that, just with a janitor with a cape.
Good job, Mr. James. Well, let's go on to our second Feel Good Friday story. I've been secretly learning my grandmother's native language just to surprise her at Christmas.
Ooh.
My grandmother immigrated from Korea 50 years ago and always tried teaching us Korean when we were kids, but none of us really stuck with it. I know it made her a little annoyed, even though she never said anything. She just switched to speaking to us in English. For the past 8 months, I've been taking online Korean lessons, practicing with language apps, and watching Korean dramas for educational purposes only, of course, winky. I'm nowhere near fluent, but I can hold a basic conversation. The best part? No one in my family knows. I've been keeping it totally secret, practicing only when I'm alone, and hiding my Korean textbooks like they're contraband. My plan is to casually start speaking to her in Korean during Christmas dinner. I'm equal parts excited and nervous. What if I freeze up? What if I accidentally tell her I'm a cucumber instead of telling her I love her? Korean is hard, y'all. Has anyone else ever planned a big surprise like this for a family member? How did it go? Also, please cross your fingers that I don't accidentally say something wildly inappropriate in Korean at Christmas dinner.
Fingers crossed. But truly, even if you do, your grandmother will just love it for the sign of respect and honor you're showing her and your guys' culture. So, yeah, that's fantastic.
I think it's great as well. It's difficult when you come to a new country and there's a new way to live, and you really want to hold on to a culture that you're no longer around, but then wanting to make sure that you integrate into the new culture that you're in now. To find that middle ground, if you can find it, it really is beautiful.
Sounds like ROP is on the road to that. And I'm certain, is it this Christmas? So it hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened
Well,
yet.
they're preparing right now.
They're preparing right now.
I'm getting hyped for you, OP.
If anything, I know how nice it is to hear someone try to speak even just little bits of your language. I know whenever you try and talk to me in Spanish, it tickles my fancy like you have no idea.
I have tried, mi amor.
Thank you, carimoso.
You got my vibe on that one.
So that was our last story. Seeing the heroes and what a lot of people would probably think are average individuals is, I think, a really big blessing. And truly, children are able to bring that forward.
Sure.
On top of that, hearing such a heartfelt gift as the actions of putting the time and effort into just caring.
Sure. So even learn a new language, even if you've been exposed to it a little bit, is difficult. She's having to hide textbooks and she's not letting any of the family know. So this is fully like you're having to practice quietly somewhere, you know. So the amount of effort you're putting into this is amazing and good for you.
I agree. Keep up the good work, Independent Coach 303.
Is that who they were?
That's who they are.
Okay. I was like, who? What?
Not an actual independent coach, but, you know, they probably are an independent coach. Who knows?
Who knows? I hope it goes well.
Me too. Well, as our stories come to a close, don't forget, you see in the world what you carry in your heart.
Yes, you do.
We hope that you've enjoyed our Feel Good Friday episodes. I know this one's our last one until we get settled into the next year with the baby. But I will continue to sprinkle these in our Damas After Dark ones because I really, really love the notion of these feel-good stories, and I want to make sure they live somewhere.
Well, hopefully we were a good start to your weekend.
And we look forward to seeing you on Monday.
And remember, if you post it, maybe we'll see it on the internet. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Yeah, have a good weekend, everyone.